obviously burn this resin and then hold it over so we can, you know what I'm saying? I can barely sometimes open a fucking box of cereal and... Welcome back to part 2 of Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Now, I'm just now remembering that this is like the really shitty part of the stealth section. This was the part that everybody like got really annoyed with and they were getting pissed off with, because it's like if you get caught, more or less you're screwed and you have to restart. So I'm hoping I can do this right away without it being a pain in the dick sauce, because you only have very little like margin of error. Let's see, those guys didn't see me, so we're good. Oh shit. Get your ass over there. Okay, he's down. Thank you, Flynn. Get that guy.
Now we just gotta find a way up to
I guess technically we can just skip those other guys down there, so that's good. Alright. Okay, good. We got through that just all well and good. I do remember that. The first time I ever went through this. It is a pain in the ass because the controls are a little finicky when you're like taking cover and, you know, trying to wrestle him to the ground and whatnot, and the one guy near the fountain would always like catch you off guard, or the other guys that are like adjacent from the fountain, the ones that I didn't take care of, because you actually don't have to take care of, but sometimes those guys will see you and yeah, and then it's an insta fail and you gotta restart. Kind of reminds me of the Order 1886, the stealth sections in that game, which I don't know how Ready at Dawn played that and thought this is okay to sell to people. Those specific portions of the game with stealth sections, because it was insta-fail and it was so horrendously broken and it was ridiculous. I don't know how they thought it was like okay to do that. But that's like kind of what this is reminiscent of. Like no bullshit. Oh, I'm too far, that's why. No, not there we go. He didn't go down. Or did he? Nope, he didn't. Whoa, did he just... did he just fall and, like, perish? My god. Did you see that? I couldn't see if I hit him. It looked like he just fell over. Poor guy, that's gonna hurt tomorrow. Or maybe he died. What was I saying? Oh, I was complaining about the Order stealth sections.
Those rafters will get us on.
Yeah, well, that's it.
If we can get up there. Good thing one of us thought ahead, eh?
Nothing out of the ordinary here. Thank you, Flint. See, it's gonna be... There's just a lot of waiting for, like, the AI and stuff. That's gonna throw me off. Oh, you know what's also gonna throw me off? Some of the puzzles. They're not hard, but it's like... You know me, I'm not gonna fucking remember any of them. I have to look them up again. It's like what I did in Uncharted 1, like that puzzle near the end with the statues. I've played Uncharted 1 maybe 5-6 fucking times now. I still I can't do that puzzle on my own. I can't do it. I don't know why. I really wish... What are you doing? I really wish I knew why. I can't do it though. I mean, it's embarrassing, but I can't do it. Maybe I'm just, like, mentally challenged, but I these ones aren't too bad. Like the big statue that we'll get to it when we get to it, but shouldn't be too difficult. I have noticed the rat cage is actually kind of... I moved it into a different position. I finally, like... okay, I came back down here. I finally like sort of realized one day, like, why do I block my closet every day with a cage with 2 rats in it, you know? So I moved it a little bit closer. Oh yeah, out here would be helpful. I moved it a little bit closer, and now it's kind of like in the way of like the main floor, but that's fine because it's just the main floor. Like I'm not ever using that space unless I'm walking through it. And it's like, well, I don't have to. I can just walk around a rat. I can walk around the rat's cage, and that's fine. It'll just be that. That's the kind of nuisance it'll turn into. Now I can just easily access my closet. I don't think I've ever actually even sort of mentioned that, but like that's always, dude, Drake, come on, man, get in there. Thank you. That's always been like a thing. I always keep my rats like at the end of the bed, and there's like no room to get into that closet really. I always like just sort of have to like lean over and grab my clothes out. I was like, why did I do that? Why don't I just keep right there? And they're closer to me now, so I can just sort of, you know, wheelchair over there. Or before I'd have to get on the bed to, you know, get them out. But now they're like right here, so I can just lean over and I'm already touching the cage and I can get them out. Now the rat's looking at me. Coffee rat's looking at me. You'll also notice actually they're bedding. Look at, you see they're bedding? It's pink. It's because Valentine's Day. Whenever, oh, I've explained that before. Anything festive, any sort of holiday, I always try to get them a blanket that's like that holiday. Because their blankets are disposable. I don't clean their blankets. I buy, you know, cheap little fleece blankets. They're usually like $5 or something. I'll let them wreck it for a month, and then I'll get them a new blanket, and I'll just toss them. And so every time that's what I'll do. I'll get some sort of festive blanket, and whatever they are, I'll call them. Like that's the kind of rat they'll be. Like if it's Christmas, they're Christmas rats, and I get them a Christmas blanket. If it's Halloween, I'll get them a Halloween blanket, and they become Halloween rats. So, you know, this guy just straight up dies. You know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't anything, you know, sleep darty about what I just did there. I just tossed him down a very large, I was going to say ravine, a very large distance down to water and rocks. I mean, the guy died. I pretty much killed him. Which kind of goes back to that one thing of, like, there's so many video games where you're straight up, like, killing people, right? Like, you're just killing tons of people and whatever, it's fine. But then Uncharted came along, and for some reason there was just, like, some sort of human-esque nature to it that made it seem like it was so weird how Drake's a full-blown, like, just straight-up mass murderer. It's like every video game's like that, but for some reason it took Uncharted to come along for people to be like, oh my god, this guy's a fucking straight murderer. It's like, yeah. Oh, no, 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 no! Come on! What, you're telling me that dart just hit him and he... Man, I'm short of breath. You're telling me that dart hit that guy and he's just like... The hell? Or was I not even supposed to go that way? No, there's like treasure and stuff over there. I'm not trying to go there. You're supposed to go this way. Oh, here. He's right here. Alright. I was going to say, that's going to drop him.
Shit. We can't get any closer with the tower lit up like that. What the hell's she doing? Come on, Chloe.
Gotta have your water.
That's my girl.
Bet you were thinking I was going to say vitamin C or something. Nope. Gotta have your water. Water's good for you. Oh, this is a cutscene of some sort. Just gonna let this play out. Flint, hurry the fuck up. For the love of God, man.
Okay. We're clear.
I can't start telling a story because we have to go in here and let a cutscene play out.
Ladies first. Cute. Here we go. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there's the acoustic alarm. Until we get this case unlocked, that thing's gonna go off if we so much as touch this glass.
No worries, mate. Voila.
All right.
Now, we're sure it's the right one.
I guess there's only one way to find out. Sorry, Marco. Crap.
Well, that's the understatement of the year. This is it. It's bloody useless.
The light of the Great Khan. Wait a minute.
What are you doing?
It's resin. It'll burn.
And?
Just give me your lighter.
Is that really a good idea in here?
Come on. Whoa. Let me see that. Our ships were driven by a great flood tide into the wilds of Java.
Sounds like they were hit by a tsunami.
Yeah, somewhere off the west coast of Borneo.
Oh, great. That narrows it down a bit.
Look, this mountain must have been the closest landmark where they went aground. We find that mountain, we find the ships.
Yeah, good work, mate.
Wait, there's more. Okay, Joe. As if the ocean itself sought to throw off the terrible cargo we carried from Shambhala. The curse of the Chintamani.
Will that mean something to you?
Shambhala. Oh my God, Flynn.
What?
Marco Polo found Shambhala. Shangri-La.
You're joking.
If they were carrying the Chintamani stone, it might still be there.
It's all very fascinating, but we really gotta go.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. The hell are you doing?
Sorry, mate. This is where we part ways.
Wait, Flynn, we had a plan.
No, you had a plan. Turns out I've got one of my own.
Come on, throw me the rope. Don't be stupid.
Oh, yeah, right. You're the mastermind. Only you overlooked one little detail. Didn't you, partner?
So what are you gonna do, shoot me now?
No, I just need you out of the way for a little while.
Shit.
You think I didn't know about the ships from the beginning? Any schoolboy could have figured that out.
Flynn, listen.
Face it, genius. You've been played. Not yet. I want to give the guards a decent head start. Right, that's my cue. No hard feelings, yeah?
All right. So, two things come to mind here. One, who didn't really see that coming? Anytime somebody plays this game for the very first time, it's like who did not at all not see that coming. Number two, you know, out of all the Uncharted games, when Drake does that thing where he's like, he's confused, he's looking at all this stuff, and then it just hits him like, oh, obviously, burn this resin and then hold it over so he can, you know what I'm saying? I can barely sometimes open a fucking box of cereal, and he comes to that sort of conclusion and problem solving. Like, it's amazing. Way to go, Drake. Yes, I'm well aware that he's a fictional character, and therefore he can be written to be in any sort of way. However, I consider him a real person and a real entity, and it's amazing that he does the things he does.
You overlooked one little detail, didn't you, partner? What? Face it, genius, you've been played.
Oh, really?
Hey! Jackass, you're ruining the show here.
Ah, what a shame.
Sully!
I really can't leave you alone for a minute.
Oh, man, am I glad to see you.
How you doing, kid?
I'm doing just great.
So, had to grease a few palms. Did go through the rest of your money, and a good chunk of my own, but hey. Jesus, you stink.
Yeah, not half as bad as that cigar. Hey, how'd you find me?
Well, a friend of yours asked for my help.
Hello, Nate.
Oh, no. No.
Now, wait a second.
Sully, kick her out and shut the door. We're safer in here.
Just wait a goddamn minute. Hear her out.
Thank you, Victor.
Hey, no offense, Sully, but you're not exactly the best judge of character, especially when it comes to women.
Fair enough. All the same.
Dear God.
Oh, no, it's not that bad. Look, I have my own bucket. Last cell I was in, 8 of us had to share.
Listen, Nate.
You know something? I really appreciate you dropping by, but if you and Flynn hadn't screwed me over in the first
Now,
place,
wait
I
a
wouldn't have
minute.
been rotting in this shithole for the last
Listen,
3
Nate.
months. So excuse me if I'm not just, you know, leaping into your arms.
I had nothing to do with it.
Right.
I told you. He's not going to listen to me.
Screw this. Nate, they found the ships.
In Borneo.
Yes.
And the Chintamani stone?
How do you know about that?
Do you really think Flynn could have figured that out on his own?
All right, good point. No, they haven't found it yet.
What do you mean, they?
Flynn and his client, Lazarovich.
You know, the nutcase. They've been working together all along.
All right, then. If they haven't found the stone, that means there's still time. You're gonna get us into that dig site. We are gonna snatch that treasure right out from under them.
They'll never see it coming.
Yeah, well, payback's a bitch. Look, they called it the wish-fulfilling jewel. It's a sacred object.
What, like a Buddhist holy grail?
Exactly.
Thanks.
Sully, listen to this. In the kingdom of Shambhala lies the most precious thing to be found in all the world. A perfect raw sapphire of the deepest blue, larger around than the reach of a man's arms.
Ooh, that's gotta be worth millions.
Hundreds of millions. And you say there's more of this?
Loads more. Lazarovich paid top dollar for Marco Polo's journals. He's been after the Chintamani stone for years.
Well, if he's been counting on Flynn to find it for him, it's no wonder he hasn't had any luck.
If I can get a look at Lazarovich's files, I can find that stone.
Hang on a minute, cowboy. That's easier said than done. The files are in his tent, and his tent is in the middle of the camp. It's like an armed compound. There are soldiers everywhere.
Well, that's why it has to be an inside job. From someone they know and trust.
Oh. Okay, I see where this is going.
Just need a diversion. You give me 5 minutes in that tent, that's all it'll take.
Really? 5 minutes? Well, that's great. I won't even have to get my top off.
Chloe, I was thinking more like an explosion.
Or that. Can be arranged.
Are you in?
Oh, hell yes. I was in before you were.
Ah, Sully.
Chloe, you reading us?
Actually, I like the intro to Borneo a lot,
We're
too.
getting close.
Another one of those setting the mood kind of things. Like, the jungle just looks... Like, how they did everything looks great. And you get your, you know, you get your obligatory walking with Sully, exploring a new area, you know, section right away, which is great. Uncharted 1 did that right away. And dude, look at it. It's just looks great. Gives off a very creepy vibe, too. I love it.
Here it is.
I also left the detonator for you.
My eyebrows really itchy. I was watching the I was watching a little coffee rat during that cutscene. He was walking around. Actually, I got a pretty interesting story about him. The reason why I keep an eye on him. Whoa, okay, I was falling. You see that? There's a treasure over here. One of those ones you gotta shoot down, too. I gotta introduce that shit in Uncharted 2. They just had to make it a little more interesting with the treasures. Although, actually, I think Uncharted 1 did have ones you had to shoot down, but then 2 had a lot more of them? Why do I try to, like, just say facts if I'm not, like, 100% sure about them? You know, I really gotta start curating myself. If I don't know it, don't say it, Ryan. If you don't know it, don't say it. Now this is actually, there's a lot of shooting out. Okay, anyway, the coffee rat story. So Coffee and Luca are rats number 5 and 6 for me in my lifetime of owning and keeping rats as pets. And one thing about rats are that I don't even give a shit because okay, so I'm playing it easy. I'm not even gonna try to be stealthy about it or whatever. This is actually a pain in the ass on crushing too. This one little part. There's like so many like not good vantage points. This level sucked on crushing. Oh, actually, brutal. I forgot. Like they added a whole new difficulty, and that was something I had to do. And brutal was fucking just ridiculous, man. I always default to crushing because I always think that's the hardest, but they actually introduced brutal. And when we Let's Played Uncharted 1, that was before the remaster, so there was no brutal mode back then. Uncharted 1 was fucking ridiculous on brutal mode. Uncharted 1 was the hardest, actually. Anyway, so yeah, one thing about rats is their teeth are constantly growing. They never stop growing. And often you'll hear your rats, you know, they call it bruxing. They're bruxing their teeth, so they're grinding their own teeth down. They just sit there and kind of go, and you can hear it, and it's a cute little noise, and they just, you know, brux their teeth or whatever. You also have to buy them stuff, like hard food that they can, you know, grind their teeth on and chew. Give them, you know, you can buy them like wooden houses that they can gnaw on and stuff. Just stuff for a rat to keep their teeth down. And all the rats I've ever owned, I've never had a problem with their teeth. But they always say, as an owner, you should watch their teeth just in case they do get overgrown. Well, Coffee Rat, for the first, out of all the rats I've ever owned, his tooth about a month and a half ago was severely overgrown. And I noticed it. I was just like, oh my god. And it was like a pretty alarming thing because it was growing. It was so big that it was going into his face. And it looked like it was opening up a wound, more or less. Is that a... That's an animal. That was a monkey. So I freaked out, and I'm like, oh my god, no, my poor little rat. And so what do, right? Take it to the vet? Well, yeah, you can do that. You can have a vet do it, but the obvious answer is you gotta clip its teeth. Which, if you don't own a rat, you probably don't understand the severity of how difficult that sounds, to clip a rat's teeth. Now, a while ago, my second rat, Sly, he had a lot of respiratory issues, and I took him to the vet for that, and that sucked because he got medicine that I actually had to inject in him. Not like a syringe, but they gave me a syringe, but it's not like a skin, syringe. It was a syringe with food, and I had to get the syringe in his mouth, and I would inject it that way. And that was like so difficult to do because it's if you think of it as any sort of small little rodent or small little furry creature, it's like it's not gonna cooperate with you. They're gonna squirm, they're gonna freak out, and I remember it was just a nightmare back then to get my rat at the time Sly to take his medicine. It was ridiculous because he'd always squirm. He didn't like it. And they'd squeak too because they're being really uncomfortable and they're scared. And it just I hated it, dude. I can't remember how to reload. I hated it so much. And so now I had this problem only about a month and a half ago when I saw this tooth, and I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do this again. A situation where I have to hold the little guy down and force him to do something that he doesn't want to do. And this, to me, seems more extreme. Now I gotta clip his teeth. It's like, oh my god. And I watched a YouTube video of a doctor doing it, which if you go ahead and Google it, you'll find it right away, and you'll see how ridiculous and sort of cringe-worthy it looks too, because if you love your pet, it's a scary thing to do. It really is. Well, anyway, basically I prepped myself for it, and I went ahead and did it. And it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. I want to run and gun with the shotgun. It's my favorite thing to do, because then they're all ragdollish. Oh, come on, Sully. I stole my kill. Oh shit, I forgot the bomb things. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. I had Holly help me out. Basically, we wrapped him in a towel and only had his head showing, and obviously he was still squirming, but that's why you wrap them in the towel, so he can, you can kind of get a good grip on him and keep them kind of still. And I just lifted his little, like his little lip up and saw it, and it was super long. And I was able to get it clipped off like pretty much right away. It wasn't too bad. But the thing is, that's all well and good, but now you have to basically keep your eye on it to make sure that he either keeps up with his teeth, or if he doesn't, then that means he might have a misalignment issue, like his tooth has now come out crooked, and therefore that means I would have to constantly do this. Where's this last one? I forget. I don't remember where the last one is, to be quite Frankenstein with you. And the volume's pretty low, so I can't hear anything. Isn't it like on a...
We still gotta arm the explosives, remember?
Like, where is it? Is it pointing at where the one is? Is it really all the way over here? Oh, it is. Damn it.
Okay.
So, I actually just did it for the second time tonight as I'm recording this. Gave him a second clip, because basically it's his tooth, like it's misaligned, it's not coming in straight, and so I'm probably gonna have to do this for as long as for the rest of his life, which he only lives 2 years, and he's actually coming up on a year, so which kind of sucks. But what am I waiting for? A boost.
Can't reach us. Come on over here. I'll give you a boost.
So that sucks, but well, gotta do what you gotta do. Well, at least it's not bad, It was much easier than I thought it would be. Just the damn thing is, it's a two-person job. There's no way you can do it by yourself. Is there a reason why I'm climbing this? Or am I just doing that? Enemies were on that before. Alright, I'm gonna go this way then. Yeah, we're gonna have certain moments where I'm not gonna know where to go or what to do because I'm not paying attention to the diarrhony. Oh yeah, I remember this.
Get down.
You're gonna teach me how to box, how to fucking fight, how to fucking whoop ass. Oh, we're almost out of time.
Look, they're not armed.
Ugh, I'm itchy. Oh, that's another thing too. This chair's new too. Oh, I'll have to talk about that in part 3. It's actually not comfortable. I don't like it. Well, I'm warming up to it. I'll say that much. To continue the melee combo, repeatedly hit square. Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 4's melee was a lot better. I mean, they spend a good portion of those two games kind of teaching you how it works, and it is really good.
Here's another one for you.
Sully.
Boom. Boom. See, I'm looking at that waterfall, and I'm thinking of how if you get an NPC, you can push them up against that wall, stuff like that gameplay. Uncharted. Oh man, Uncharted 4. That'd be a fun game to do once we finally let's play Uncharted 4. We'll go in order though, so next time we do an Uncharted game, we'll do 3, which means 4 is a long way out from Let's Playing, but that's fine. We're covering a lot now. We really are getting a lot done, Oh, Chapter 4 of the Dig. Well, what a great time to end the Let's Play. At Chapter 4, The Dig. Thank you everybody for watching Part 2 of Uncharted 2. among thieves. Dude, I really want to say Drake's Fortune. This is kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I just have a tough time saying anything that's even remotely relevant to what's going on in my life and your life. Which, by the way, let me know what's going on in your life. I really have to find out. If you didn't tell me in part 1, I'm kind of upset. And please tell me in part 2. But I'll see you all in part 3.